If you're using mystic skills without knowing which one actually matters, you're wasting your time. In this video, I ranked every mystic skill in Where Winds Meet based on real PvE and PvP value. This tier list is based on damage, utility, cooldown, and real combat scenarios. So let's get straight into it. So first up, I'm going to exclude all the exploration mystic skills. This is not supposed to be on this list, so I'm just gonna put them at D rank. And now let's start with Ghostly Steps. Ghostly Steps is only good for PvP. So in PvE, it's not really useful, so I'm just gonna give it a C. Blinding Mist is not good, not for PvP and not for PvE, so that's a D for me. Cloud Steps is a useful mystic skill for PvP and PvE, but it doesn't really deal damage, so I'm just gonna give it a B. Guardian Palm deals a lot of damage on PvP and deals a lot of damage on PvE, but it's not really good, so I'm just gonna give it an A. Talon Strike breaks defense for bosses and players, but it doesn't really deal a lot of damage, so I'm just gonna give it a B. Dragon's Head is one of the trickiest mystic skills. It looks good, sounds good, but it's not really good for PvP and PvE. So I'm just gonna give it a B. Flying Meteor is one of the most useless mystic skills, and I always wonder that whoever made this mystic skill was on drugs. So I'm just gonna give it a C. Wolf-like Frenzy is one of the nastiest mystic skills, especially for PvP. But for PvE though, it deals good damage, but it's not really good, so I'm just gonna give it an A. Soar and Spin is one of the coolest mystic skills, and it deals a really good damage for PvP and PvE, but it's not really optimal, so I'm just gonna give it an A. Lion's Roar is one of the strongest mystic skills on PvE, but it's not really good for PvP. People can see it coming from a mile away, and also it misses a lot, so I'm just gonna give it a B. Honkin' Havoc, one of the mystic skills that I don't really like, not for PvP and not for PvE. It deals a little bit of damage, so I'm just gonna give it a C. Tai Chi, one of the mystic skills that is kinda useful in a certain circumstances on PvE, but on PvP it's not, so that's a C for me. Meridian Touch is one of the exploration mystic skills, but it has its own job on PvP, but on PvE it's useless, so I'm just gonna give it a C. Yaksha Rush is one of the most overpowered mystic skills in Where Winds Meet. It cancels the players and bosses defense and deals a hell of a damage, so that's an S for me. Drunken Poet is one of the strongest mystic skills only if it's paired with Dragon's Breath. If it's paired with Dragon's Breath, it makes it so strong. But without Dragon's Breath, it's not really good, so I'm just gonna give it an A. Dragon's Breath, on the other hand, is really good without Drunken Poet, so I'm just gonna give it an S rank for the damage it deals, for the damage over time it deals, and for its animation that prevents you from being staggered. And now Golden Body. Golden Body is not useful for PvP at all. And for PvE, you just need it under certain circumstances when you have like a really bad healer, so I'm just gonna give it a C. Free Merv is one of the nastiest mystic skills in Where Winds Meet for both PvP and PvE, so I'm just gonna give it an S rank. Leaping Toad, in my opinion, is the strongest mystic skills in the game. I don't have a triple S, so I'm gonna give it an S rank, of course. Serene Breeze is a must-have skill in PvP, but in PvE, it's only useful in certain circumstances, so for that, I'm giving it an A rank. And that's my full mystic skill tier list for Where Winds Meet. If you disagree with my placement, tell me which skill you'd move and why. I read every comment. I post guide and updates videos about Where Winds Meet every single day. Stay tuned.